A composting toilet. A composting. Compositing. A composting toilet. I need to put some magnets in front of the trucks or something to pick up the nails, because we're going to find them. One, you're not wasting time, and right? Well, you're not wasting time. There is no two. We learned this the hard way. Did I say that backwards?
The demand of the
It just sucks. Solar. Hey everyone, my name's Robert.
My name's Lisa.
Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about the things you need to think about when you're buying a new RV. So if you're a new to the channel, welcome. We're glad to have you. If you're a returning subscriber, again, great to have you back. We love you guys. We appreciate you being with us. So we're going to get right to the content, and we could go on for hours, but we're going to keep it very short, okay? Hey everybody, sorry for the quick interruption, but it turns out we couldn't make it so quick. There was so much content to get out that we've decided to break this into two separate videos. So what you're about to watch is just part one. We will release the other video right after this so that you, I just didn't want it to be too long. So we hope you enjoy this video. Thanks. Okay, so what's number one on the list, Lisa?
What kind of RV do you want to have? Do you want to tow it or do you want to drive it?
Yeah. So, yeah, big decisions right away, right? Driving versus towing. So, if you already have a truck, towing might be a very good and or easy thing to do because you already have the vehicle do it. If you have nothing but a car and you're trying to figure out what to do, well then, you have some decisions to make. If you already have a truck and you're going to tow, the first thing that you want to know is what's your towing capacity of the truck, because that really is going to determine and dictate the types of RVs that you can look at. So if you want to drive an RV, that would you'd be getting either Class A, Class B, or Class C, but one of those three. Now the thing that you want to think about if you're going to drive your RV is when you get to where you're going, when you're traveling, are you going to drive that thing around town, or are you going to have another drive vehicle, right? So if you're going to have another drive vehicle, are you going to want to tow it, or are you going to have a second person driving it behind you? So if you're thinking about towing your drive vehicle, then you got to make sure that the RV that you buy can tow it. If you're doing a Class B, which is kind of like these conversion vans, then obviously you would probably be driving that around. But if it's a Class C or Super C or Class A, then you're probably going to want a tow vehicle.
What kind of RVer do you want to be? Are you going to be a full-time RVer or a vacation RVer?
So yeah, are you going to have a lifestyle change, right? Are you going to sell off the brick and mortar and live a more mobile lifestyle? Are you retiring and empty nesters and again selling a house and moving into an RV and going to travel the country? What are you going to do? Or look, is it you and your wife and the two kids, and this is what you want to do for your vacation time in the summers to spend some more quality time? These are things that you need to figure out before you make that step to looking at RVs, because it really will determine what you're going to look at. If you're a full-timer, you're going to have a whole list of things, needs and requirements, if you will, or needs and wants, that is going to be completely different than if you're just going to vacation in it a couple weeks a year, right? So figure that out, and then we can go to number three. So what's that?
How many people do you plan on having in your RV or sleeping in your RV?
All right, okay, yeah, so that sort of couples with number two, vacationing or full-time. How many people is there going to be? Is it, you and your wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever? Do you have some kids with you? You have the grandkids with you? Just how many people do you need to sleep? Now, pretty much all RVs will sleep two people. You get into ones that are 15 to 20 feet, and typically the dining room tables convert into a bed, so you can sleep at least four. So, and then you get into bigger sizes, and there's bunk houses. There's some of these that you can sleep 10 people, right? So once you determined how many people you need to sleep, that's going to point you in the right direction of what to look at, right? So it's number four.
You need to look at your needs versus your wants, because chances are you're going to need to compromise on a few things.
These are the four big things you have to think about to begin with. Now, needs and wants are obviously two different things, right? What are your needs? What do you absolutely need to have in your RV versus what do you want to have, right? Again, two different categories. And we're going to break this down for you here in just a second. If you're full-timers, your needs and wants are going to be completely different than those who are just using an RV for vacation. So you know what? Let's just get into that. The needs and wants. So what's the first thing on that list?
A large living space.
A large living space, right? So if you're going to be a full-timer, you're going to want to have a little bit of space in your RV. That's kind of what we're going through right now with the one that we have. We want more living room space. We just have 2 chairs, but we frequently have more than 2 people there. It'll be the 2 of us and 2 guests or 4 guests, and there's just not a lot of room for entertaining. So we need more living space. If you're just vacationing for a week or 2 a year, even a month, a big living room may not be a big thing. So living space, figure out what you can live with. No pun intended. Living room space. Anyway, what's next?
How about where the TV is located? Is that going to be a good spot or not?
Oh, this is one of my pet peeves.
Yes, it is.
So when you sit down in the living room to watch TV in your home or whatever, typically the TV is, in front of you. When you go and look at a lot of these RVs, the TV is over there. So when you're sitting on the couch, you literally have to crank your neck, turn completely to the right or to the left to see the TV. It is an absolutely uncomfortable position to watch TV. For those who are watching who already have RVs, you probably already know what I'm talking about. So TV position, if you guys like to sit down and watch TV, that's going to be a big thing.
Maybe, how about next we talk about the size of the kitchen?
Oh, yeah. So when you first start looking at RVs, you're going to realize that, and the first thing in your mind is, oh my God, how am I going to cook in this thing? Because kitchens are quite small. And so you have to sort of change your thought process about cooking and how you go about it. There's not a ton of counter space. Now, in the past handful of years, the manufacturers have been coming up with some great floor plans. Some of them have huge kitchens, right?
Some of them are bigger than our kitchen at home.
I know. I saw one the other day that was, it was huge. It was the whole front of the RV. It was absolutely enormous. And so that gets back to, the first 4 things. Are you going to be a full-timer or just vacationing, right? If you're a full-timer, you might want a slightly larger kitchen than someone who's going to be there, just a week or 2 a year. So you got to think of the kitchen size, right? So there's a need versus want. So what's next?
Well, tying along the line of the kitchen, how about a residential type of appliance?
Oh, yeah. So our RV appliances are completely different. We'll start with a refrigerator. There's basically 3 types of refrigerators. You have one that works on power, so when you're plugged in somewhere, it just works on the power. That same refrigerator can work off of propane, right? So you have either propane or connected to power, same refrigerator. There are now some newer type, and they've been around for a little while, but they're 12 volt type refrigerators where it doesn't require propane. You're either, when you're plugged in, it's turned on, or when you're driving somewhere, you're not using propane, it's actually pulling power off the batteries that are part of the RV. And again, pretty cool. And the third one is full residential, like you have in your home. Now, this one, obviously, when you're plugged in somewhere, it's powered by that. But when you're not, again, it's pulling power off the batteries, but through an inverter. So you're getting much more refrigerator, right? So the RV type refrigerators are relatively small compared to a residential refrigerator. In some cases, half the size. Now, of course, I have seen some very large RV refrigerators, but in general, they're much smaller. So stoves, RV stoves, typically very small oven and 2 to 3 burners. Just if you're going to be there full time and you're cooking, you may want a residential stove with 4 burners and a full-size oven. Same thing goes with microwaves. The small RVs, they've just got like these little mini microwaves in there. Hard to actually get a bag of popcorn, to be honest with you. The larger sizes, they've got convection microwave type, much larger, full size. So just, hey, do you want residential appliances, or are you fine with the little ones? Think about it.
And some of the RVs don't even have ovens. Some of them
No.
are limited in those.
They do. They have like a cooktop and then the convection microwave, which of course the convection part doubles as an oven anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just think about this, right? These things that we're talking to you about today are gonna help you from making mistakes the first time you go and buy. You think about it, write this list, write a list out. That's what we have. Just write a list, take it with you to the dealer. So when you get with a salesman, you can say, okay, here's my list. They're gonna be able to help you marry up that list to models they have on the grounds. So you're just getting to the things that are gonna fit your needs, your needs and your wants and the lifestyle you're looking at. All right, what else is on the list for needs and wants?
Is 1 bathroom going to be sufficient for you?
Oh, yeah, this is another thing on our list. We really want a bath and a half, right? So this also gets back to how you're using your RV. That really is the biggest question you have to answer anyway. A lot of what we're talking about gets back to how you're going to use it. So are you fine with 1 bathroom, or do you want a bath and a half? Figure that out and write it down so you can let your salespeople know. Next.
For us, on our list is a washer and dryer.
Washer and dryer. If you're going to be a full-timer, I promise you, having a washer and dryer inside your RV is going to be a need, a want or a need. To us, it's both. You're going to want it because you're going to need to have it. Going to a laundromat all the time it just sucks. Look, if you're just going to be vacationing, a couple weeks a year, having a washer and dryer is not worth it. It's just not. So yeah, washer and dryer. Right? What's next on the wants and needs list? Things to think about.
Here's a big one: storage.
Oh, yeah. So let's say you're about to become full-timers, right? You're going to sell your home, you're going to go buy your very first RV, and you're going to live a mobile lifestyle. Storage is going to be a big thing for you. Some of the newer designs have much more storage than others, but it also gets into towing capacity. Even though you may find some RVs with a lot of storage, you can only carry so much weight. As an example, let's say the gross vehicle weight of the trailer is 14,000 pounds. Okay, let's say you're gonna buy a 5th wheel and you're gonna tow it with a big truck. All right, so the gross vehicle weight is 14,000. With nothing in it, it weighs, 12,500 pounds. What that basically means is you can only put 1,500 pounds of cargo in the RV. So that's your clothes, your dishes, food. If you're gonna carry water in your water tanks, water's heavy, 8.2 pounds a gallon.
Yep.
Right, so you gotta figure this stuff out, okay? It's not hard, it's just something that you need to think up front. And that's why we decided to make this video, so you can put a list together. So what's next on the list?
Where are you going to be RVing? Are you going to be in warm weather or cold weather?
Oh, so you're talking like 2-season, 3-season, 4-season. Okay, all right, yeah. So RVs are made differently. Not all RVs are made to be full-time. Again, if you're looking to be a full-timer, this is something that you're going to want to ask up front. Put a big asterisk or a check mark next to this. If you're going to full-time, not all manufacturers will warranty you if you're full-time. If the RV you buy is not rated for full-time use, you may void your warranty. So you want to make sure that that's covered. Second, the biggest reason for some of the manufacturers not warranting is that they're just not made to be lived in full-time. They're not insulated enough. They're just not made as durable, which gets into the 2-season, 3-season, 4-season. The 4-season RVs They're fully insulated up and down. All your plumbing, all your pipes, your underbelly, your storage, they're all heated and or air conditioned. The side walls are typically thicker. There's more insulation in there. The roof is typically thicker. There's more insulation in there. So you really want to know up front how you're going to be using this and where. All right? What's next on the list, Lisa?
How about some outdoor entertaining?
All right, are you going to want to cook outside and grill? You're going to want to have your TV outside, or what kind of outside use are you going to make of your RV? A lot of RV models and floor plans have outside or outdoor kitchens. So is that going to be something you want? I don't think an outdoor kitchen would necessarily be a need, but it definitely is high on the list as a want. Right? So think about it. Are you going to want to be doing some grilling? Or if it's not an outdoor kitchen, that means you have to haul a grill with you. Right? So if it's built into the RV, it's something else that you don't have to haul. Make sure you check that off on your list. All right, guys, so that's the end of part one. Thanks for sticking around. Hey, if you like what we've talked about so far, do us a favor, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button right next to it, and we will see you on the next video.